What up, besties? Welcome to The Real Her, the unfiltered podcast for ambitious, funny women who want it all. Real relationships, real success, and a real life they actually love. I'm your host, Christina Fusco, real estate investor, entrepreneur, and your new hype woman in life, love, and business. Each week, we're flipping the script on traditional business podcasts and focusing on the women behind the business. We're here to laugh, we're here to cry, and most importantly, we're here to dominate together. So go ahead, pour that favorite beverage, let your hair down, and let's get ready to unlock the real her. What up, besties? It's your girl, Christina Fusco, host of The Real Her podcast, and welcome to this week's episode. You guys, holy freaking shit. I am about to be 30 years old in 2 days. It is happening in 2 days. I am saying sayonara to the 20s, and I am saying hello to the next decade and the next chapter of my life. And truth be told, I already kind of feel like I'm here. I really already feel like I'm 30. So I'm actually totally okay with this. I feel like all of you have been telling me how amazing your 30s are. I just know, just even from the lateness of my 20s, from the last few years of my 20s, that the 20s is a transformational period, but your 30s is where it all fucking comes together, where it all happens. The magic is made. You are your best version and you are living your best life. So yeah, am I feeling a little weird about never having a 2 in front of my name? Am I feeling weird about I don't know, when all the old men hit on the hot 20-year-olds at the bar? Kinda. I like being the fun little flirty 20-year-old that the old men want to flirt with and I get free drinks from. But just because I'm turning 30 doesn't mean they know that. I'm still young and fun and flirty. So whatever. Just because you're 30 doesn't mean you're freaking dying. I feel like everyone acts as if they're dying. But it is a transformational period. And it is pretty crazy because I have talked to some of my friends where in the early 30s is when kind of the biological time clock of women starts to hit. And I've definitely been thinking about that a little bit later, but we're blocking that out for today because that's not the point of today's episode. Just things to think about, but not the point. So anyways, let's get moving on. I would like to do a State of the Union. Insert the American theme song, whatever the hell that's supposed to be at this point, because I don't know. But let's do a State of the Union. I feel like I'm auditioning now for a dating show thing. Maybe I should. Actually, someone submit this to a dating show. Let's see what happens. Hi, I'm Christina. I'm 29 years old. I live in Los Angeles, California. I am a single dog mom to my beautiful angel baby, Georgia. And I don't know. I literally don't know what else I would say. I'm just having fun here, honestly. For real, guys, I am Christina. I am 29 years old for 2 more days, so I'm about to be 30. I am single as a Pringle, literally the most single I have ever been in my life. I feel like while I didn't have many serious relationships, I'm a super flirty person. I'm super charismatic. So I feel like everyone always thought I was flirting with them. Even my friends would be like, why are you flirting with my dad? And I'm like, we're just having a conversation, but okay. And I love flirting with people. It's so much fun to have a crush on somebody. And I haven't had a crush on somebody in almost 2 years. It's a little depressing, but it's also been a super enlightening time, getting to know myself on a deeper level. I do have a dog. I am a mother, a dog mama to my baby Georgia, who is laying on the bed over there, just staring at me I can't believe that I trust you with my life. I know. It's okay. I got you. And I do. I live in Southern California, which is 3,000 miles away from all of my childhood friends and family. And I have been calling Southern California home for the past 5 years, which has been a freaking journey in itself. I went through a lot in my 20s, and I'm starting to share more about it. I'm starting to be more vocal with you guys because I realize that so many of us go through these crazy transformations. Every single person is going to go through grief and loss, and maybe I was meant to experience some of these things sooner so that I can get more vocal about it and help you all through it in this next decade. I feel like the past month specifically has been so transformational. Just so much clarity has been served, so much reflection of the 20s and everything I loved and had so much fun with, and then everything that was hard and challenging and trying, and just made me a different person walking into the 30s. And then I think about what this next decade is going to look like. This is literally going to be the biggest decade of my life, you guys. What are my businesses going to flourish into? Am I going to find the love of my life? I am going to find the love of my life. So where are they located? What are they up to right now? Hopefully they're creating something or doing something cool, because honey, we have to take over the world. I'm probably going to consider having children in this decade. I mean, this, you guys, is the craziest, most exciting decade ever. And I am walking into it truly the most healed, excited, confident version of myself that I have ever been. And I hope that for anyone who's maybe on the cusp of their 30s, or they're already in it, you already know what's happening, that we take this time and we start making transformation now. As I sit here and I talk to you today, I sit here and think about everything that I thought I would be at 29, which is hilarious, because when I actually think about it, my sister and I, we used to say that we wanted to be engaged at 23. We wanted to be married at 24, 25 latest. We wanted to have children 1, 2, and 3 in the next few years. And by 29, we'd be living in our beautiful homes. We'd have the love of our lives, and we'd have 3 children. That makes me actually want to vomit. I'm still afraid to talk to people on the phone. Okay, I still have trouble calling in and ordering food for pickup, because I just do not like talking to people on the phone if I don't have to. 29 with 3 kids. I'm not judging you if that is your current situation, but for me, I literally still feel like I'm a baby. So that is just crazy to think about what I thought life was supposed to look like at 29. I really thought that I would have it all figured out. Obviously, I was a child when I was saying these things, when I was thinking these things, when I was doing these things. But now that I'm here, I legitimately cannot imagine that being my life. I actually don't know when I can imagine that being my life, which maybe is a story for another day. But I am just so present in this moment and loving who I am and loving what I'm creating, that I just I don't know. I don't feel stressed about it. I really am surrendering and trusting in the process, and trusting that everything I'm doing right now is setting me up for the most beautiful decade, and everything that I want is coming to me in the time that it's meant to come with me. I think a lot of us, I know, especially for me, it started to hit at the mid to late 20s part, 27. That was when the shoulds of life, oh my God, did the shoulds of life come creeping in. I was in a long-term relationship, and people around us were getting married. So of course my brain was inundated and flooded with, well, you should be getting married. You're at that age too. You should be looking at wedding rings. You should be thinking about your future. You should be thinking about your wedding. And I would get so excited about it. I would think about it. I would think about exactly the ring I wanted, what my wedding would be like. Tuscany, gotta have it. Villa full of the friends for a week. Ugh. I think I got more excited thinking about that than the actual wedding to the person, which I think is something a few of us might be doing as well. But again, stories for another day. But I thought that, I was 27, I was 28. I really should get my priorities in order. I really should settle down. I really should go get the house. And I battled this for so long because I would get so excited about it. And then I would get into this weird retreat state where I was like, I don't know, this feels so wrong. And that's when I really realized what the shoulds of life were, that they were just someone else's reality or society's programming telling us what they think those milestones should be, what they think should happen in our life at these times. But it had nothing to do with me as Christina and me with what I wanted. So when I thought about it more, Well, why should I get married if I'm not 100% certain that this is the absolute partner love of my life? Why should I get married if I'm not really willing or able to go spend money on a wedding like that? Why should I go buy a house if I'm enjoying traveling and I live kind of between two places right now and I don't know where I want to settle down permanently? You guys, the shoulds of life are exactly just that. They are suggestions. That doesn't mean that's how you have to live if it is not alignment with who you are. If it is in alignment, amazing. If you feel ready to take that next step with that person, do it. If you feel ready to go buy that house, go get looking, honey. I know a couple realtors. Hit me up. Okay? If you feel like having a child is that thing, that is amazing. But it's not the only important milestones that happen. And I just want to call us back to thinking about what is something that I should be doing and what is it that I really want to do? Do I want to go travel the world? Or am I told that I should have a really stable corporate career that keeps me in one location, right? Life and how we imagined it is because it's how someone else imagined it would be for us. It didn't mean that that's actually what we imagined. When me and my sister would talk about these timelines, that was because that was what like society told us. But now we laugh because she's 33 years old. I'm about to be 30 and we're both like, can you imagine if our lives played out like that? Who would we be married to? Oh my God, that's a terrifying thought. We would have babies, not just one, but multiple. I mean, oh my God. Like I said, that one really trips me. I just can't because I still feel like I have so much to learn about myself. So if you're feeling behind, if you're approaching maybe an end of a decade or a new decade that you're walking into, I cannot stress it enough. You are exactly where you are meant to be. Nobody is dictating your timeline except for you. If you find yourself making decisions and you find yourself saying, well, I should have the career figured out. Well, I should have the person I'm supposed to be in love with. Then you are in a should mindset, which is a negative mindset, which is a mindset that is not about alignment with our soul. So get that shit out of here. If you catch yourself saying should, good. Let it happen. Draw awareness to it and then kick it to the motherfucking curb because we are not doing that here. We are putting our lives in our hands. We are taking control and we are living them the way that we want to. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. Okay, out the window. See ya. Not up in here. In here, we actually ask ourselves what we want. In here, we actually take the steps to know ourselves on a deeper level so that we can go thrive the way that we want to. We know here in this room that we are in control of our lives and that nobody and nothing can speak for us. Only we can by connecting to our heart, to connecting to inside. This period of time is also really interesting because this period of time at the end of the 29s, the 30s, something really special happens. Something called your Saturn return. Now, I am not the most astrologically knowledgeable lady. I've learned about this in the past 2 years, I think is when I learned about it. But when we are all born, it's this phenomenon, right? It's this astrological phenomenon that when we are all born, Saturn is somewhere in the planets. And it takes about 29 to 29 and a half years for Saturn to return to that exact same location. So, if you've ever heard the term Saturn return, it is when Saturn is returning to that exact same place as when we were born. Now, Saturn has this super dad energy, okay? It's going to check in on you. It's going to be like, hey, are we good here? What's happening? So my Saturn return was April 5th of this year. I was in Australia, and it's not like this day happens and, oh my God, the sky opens up and you know, enlightenment comes pouring down. but it returned to that spot, and now it opens that transformational period. And holy crap, I have been feeling it, because there's going to be multiple Saturn returns that happen throughout your life, right? God willing, you get to live for at least 2 of them. And the first one is the most important, guys. Okay? Because in that 29.5 or whatever, how long it takes to get to you and to that location, that's when Saturn comes, hits you over the head in a very loving way, and says, wake the fuck up, baby. What do you want to do with your life? Like I said, it's that dad energy. Your mommy's nurturing. Your mommy's going to coddle you. Your mommy's going to be like, hi, sweetie. But dad's like, nope, lights on, get up, girl. What are we doing? I'm actually having like flashbacks to, I'm like not a super morning person. I'm really not. And my mom, oh my gosh, when she would wake me up for school, she would like crack open the door. She'd be like, good morning, sweetheart. It's time to wake up. Like just in the most motherly, loving tone that she could. And my dad would literally swing the door open. He would hit the lights on. He would say, get up, time to go. And oh my God, you guys, it like, what an awful, stressful way to wake up. It like literally gave me PTSD. And it got to the point where like I would literally yell at my parents. And I'm like, my mom is only allowed to wake me up. Like, Dad, you are not allowed in the room before like 10 a.m. And if I ever heard my dad's footsteps approaching to my bedroom, I would like wake myself up because I didn't want him to wake me up in horror. I would like beat him to the punch. And I'm like, I'm awake. So you can't do that. You can't do that. Sorry. But that's actually exactly what this moment and this period feels like. Because like I said, when we're born, Saturn is somewhere. And Saturn spends 29 years rotating back to that same spot just to come with the most important message, which is your wake up. This is your time to wake up. Because if you think about it, for most of our lives, we're kind of just coasting up to this point, right? You know, your environment, your school, like all of that is kind of predetermined by your parents and where they choose to settle down and where they chose to live. You don't really have a say in these things, right? So you just go through the motions. You go to school, you make friends in your town, you know, enjoy your life, but you're kind of just coasting because it was already determined for you. Then you go to college, or maybe you don't go to college, you start working, whatever. You start to get into this new routine. Now you have some adult money, you feel a little bit more freedom. You're like, okay, cool, this is great. I'm going to keep climbing this, right? And so you spend time and energy now investing into your career. Until all of a sudden one day, you kind of realize, what the fuck am I doing? I hate this job. Or I hate this relationship I'm in. I hate this place that I live. You start to have these thoughts that maybe, just maybe, life as it has been isn't necessarily as it should be, or as you feel in your soul you want it to be. So that's why this timing is incredible. Incredible. Because it truly is the most important time of transformation, the most important time that wakes you up and just says, let's get real for a second. What the fuck do you actually want? What is it in this life that you were meant to do? How you were meant to show up, how you were meant to move? And that's kind of a scary freaking moment if you haven't thought of that before. I remember I was at a wedding 2 years ago now, and it was just after my breakup. I was pretty fresh off a breakup, and some girl came over to me and was like, hey, the bride, who was one of my best friends, told me that you were going through a breakup, and I actually just broke up with my boyfriend like a couple weeks ago, and you know, I'm really sad, and it's really hard to be at this wedding by myself, blah, 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 blah. And so we got talking, and I was like, well, yeah, like what happened? And she was like, I can't describe it, but I feel like I just kind of had this wake up moment where I realized this person didn't feel like the person I wanted to spend my life with. And the life we were living didn't really feel good. It just kind of felt mundane and just kind of felt like it was for someone else. She was like, I literally can't tell you, but she was like, I just knew in this moment that like, this wasn't it. This wasn't my person. This wasn't my place. This wasn't my career. Like, she was like, I'm not kidding you. She was like, everything just started to feel like it was falling apart. She was like, so I broke up with him. I moved out of our apartment. I changed cities. And now I'm starting over again. I was like, damn. Yeah, just was there. I feel you, girl. And of course, me knowing about Saturn return, me assuming this girl was probably pretty close to my age because I knew we went to college together. I just said to her, when's your birthday? I was like, when's your birthday? What time were you born? Do you know these things? Do you know what a Saturn return is? When did you turn 30? And we got talking. We started to look it up because literally, guys, you can just Google like Saturn return calculator, how to find my Saturn return. It's all about the day you were born, the time you were born, the city you were born in, and then it can tell you when exactly your Saturn return is coming. Her Saturn return had literally come 1 month prior to the breakup. And maybe she thought I was freaking woo-woo and nuts and crazy. I don't freaking care. But she was like, what? And I explained to her what the Saturn return was, how it makes you start to question. And she was like, this is crazy because this is literally when I started to feel it on a soul level out of nowhere that like this stuff wasn't it. And I was like, girl, this stuff is transformational. It's so crazy. So maybe you're feeling a little weird. For all of my friends here who are in that 29 to 30 phase, I would highly recommend you look up when it is. And maybe you're starting to already feel these things. Things that you'll probably start to feel is questioning careers, questioning relationships, questioning if the life you're living feels good and feels like it's for you, whether or not maybe the city you live in is feeling good anymore. All of these things that are kind of like, hey, you've been just kind of coasting through life. It's time to wake up and smell the roses, girly. Okay? It's time to get serious about what you want. If you start to feel like that stuff is happening, it's probably because Saturn has returned. And it's again that dad energy that is here to look out for you and check in on you, but to put you on that right path. And the last thing I want to say is that this is not meant to be a scary time. Yes, it will feel scary because it's making you question and maybe making you think in ways that you haven't before. But guys, this is good. We all need that wake up period. Okay. We all need that moment that pushes us over the edge, that pushes us into something new, that pushes us out of our comfort zone. And it can be served up in many, many ways. I've had multiple, and you'll continue to have multiple of these wake up moments. But this is one moment that is penciled in. It is coming. Mark the calendar. Daddy's coming to town, and daddy's making sure that you are going and having the life that you actually want to live, a life that you actually love. So listen, be aware, wake up, and just know Saturn's got you. Daddy's got you. For me, oh my gosh, like I said, I feel like I already went through a lot of those experiences, but just in this past month since my Saturn return officially hit, you guys, like the clarity of everything I went through in my 20s being everything that I need to help other women through in my 30s has been crazy. I feel like I'm moving different. I feel like I am just like refreshed and renewed in energy. And I know that I am exactly where I'm meant to be. You are exactly where you are meant to be. You were put on this planet to do something great. And if it's not Saturn's return coming to get you, maybe you already had yours. Maybe look back on that period. Maybe go find out when yours was. I would love to hear from some of you about when yours was, and maybe all the things that were happening that you didn't really know or didn't connect the dots until now. Or maybe you're listening to this and you're like in your 50s and it's about to happen again. It's a little bit less crucial. Your first one is the most important, but it does happen again. And again, it's going to still be that same wake up. I would love to know your experiences. And I am so excited for what this next chapter holds because I am more clear. I continue to transform. I'm continuing to walk into my 30s, so ready and excited for everything that's ahead with you all. And I know you're coming with me. I know if you're still here listening to this podcast, it's because you want more. It's because you want this wake-up call. It's because you want to create a life that feels good from the moment you wake up to the moment you lay your head down. Because you don't want to be stuck in the shoulds and in the consumer mindsets and in these all negative places that everybody else wants us to be in. Listening to this tells me that you're choosing differently, tells me that you are leveling up. So baby, welcome to your season of leveling up, because my Saturn return is about to be your Saturn return, because I am coming to this mic week after week after week, and I'm spitting it to you straight, okay? Happy birthday to me. I'm about to be 30. Oh my God, that kind of hit. But seriously, happy birthday to me, from me. Happy birthday to the Real Her podcast. I don't know. It's not the Real Her podcast birthday yet, but almost like a 3-month mark, 4-month mark. I don't know. I'm just so excited for my birthday. I'm going to Paso Robles for the weekend. I'm going to sip on some wine. I'm going to hang with the girlies. Mama Fusco's coming into town. This is the first vacation that Georgia's coming with me in a while. I've been traveling without her. I missed her. This is my season to play, so prepare to be sick of me, because I'm going to be all up in your Instas. But thank you for being here. This podcast, you listening, is the greatest gift I could have for my birthday. So besties, thank you. Go check on when your Saturn returns are. Just know that daddy energy has got you. I got you. And let's get better together. Let's get real. Let's get working on those lives we love. I love you. I'll see you next time. Hey besties, I want to close out this show by saying thank you for hanging out with me today. I hope you loved this episode as much as I did. If you did, please do me a favor. Hit like, subscribe, and share the episode with a friend. That way we can keep growing this movement and reach even more Real Her besties. And for your daily dose of laughs, mindset, and behind the scenes chaos, come hang out with me on Instagram at Christina_Fusco. That's Christina with a K _Fusco. All right, my ladies, until next time, keep it real, keep it fun, and keep becoming her. XOXO, your biggest hype woman.